7 p.m. today, medics were dispatched to 2000 block of Columbiana Road on a report of a child left in a vehicle. They arrived on scene approximately 4:41 p.m. The police department arrived shortly thereafter at about 4:43. Fire department transported, along with police department escort, transported the child to Children's Hospital, and the child was pronounced deceased at 5:06 p.m. This is a death investigation. There's still a lot of work to be done. The exact cause of death has not been determined at this point. I will take a few questions, and if I miss something, feel free to help me fill it in.
Where were the parents at the time?
When we arrived, the child was in the custody of the dad.
When you say in the custody, had he gone out to his car and found him?
That's my understanding, that the father had the child when the medics arrived on scene.
Do you know how long the child had been in the car for?
Not at this time. I'm very sorry. I don't have that information.
The company did confirm for us that the father was an employee there. So do you know if he'd been in there since he went to work that morning?
No, ma'am. I can't go to that length at this point. Again, I have to stay within strict parameters at this point, just at the request of our investigators. Again, this process is just beginning. It's a terrible tragedy, and again, we got to make certain that we do due diligence and make certain that we do all that we can.
Have other relatives been notified?
As far as I know, the father and I think the mother are aware at this point, but that's about as far as I know.
Can you tell us what the father, what his state was when y'all arrived?
I can't do that at this point, Ms. Robinson. I'm sorry, sir.
Who called police?
I do not know. I don't have that information. I'll try to get that to you, okay? But right now, I do not know who the caller was.
Do you know where in the car the child was? Back seat, front seat?
No, I can't release that right now. Again, no, I can't do that. Sorry.
What are you mentioned that you guys are, it's a death investigation. What are you obviously trying to find out what caused the death, but
sure.
Criminal charges too? Is that something?
Again, in any death investigation, criminal charges are a possibility. So until you get a determination of cause of death and you determine all the factors involved, again, that is a possibility, but it is extremely early for us to say anything further than that.
Can you talk about the conditions at all when you arrived as far as the weather?
When I arrived on scene, which is a considerable time later, again, I arrived probably about 20-25 minutes later, it was high 60s by what I checked on my phone, but again, that's by a phone app, so I don't know.
Do we know where the vehicle was parked in relation to under the shade, or do we know anything about that?
Again, I